Testing, 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 testing. All right, everything seems to be working fine. Uh, this part of the video might have subtitles. It might not. Who knows? But I'm just looking at how my audio is doing and everything to see how I could appropriate my mic for I don't sound too loud or sound like too aggressive, like this. Oh, yeah. So I just want to set it up for everything. So we're gonna go over this trade that I just took on a paper trading account. So I kind of trying to figure out a plan on how to do it. So I've been I have been taking L's after L's after L's on my live account where I've been struggling to push like the stuff. Where I've been trying to push my winners and more precise to say. I've been struggling to do that and I'm just gonna paper trade for about 2 months or a month to see how I can do it to see what's going on. Like 2 months or 3 months just to kind of ensure myself that I am like that I can be profitable, but and to see if it's anything to do with psychology. So, and then I also got the free trials, funded account stuff that I'm doing on FTMO to try to pass those as well. But, anyways, let's go over this trade that I took at like 10:30 in the morning. I couldn't really cover it earlier because after I took the trade, I was doing something else. Now let's go over this trade and see what we can do and what we can learn off it, or what we can, dissect off it or analyze, and why I took this trade. You're gonna get to see the live actual video in a little bit, but I just you need to understand the context behind it first before like you can see that. So I kind of want to get the context first, for you can see what really happened during the trade. So now let's go over. All right. So first off, let's mark off a couple things. Right. We needed we needed daily bias. All right. We needed daily bias. And we not only needed daily bias, we also needed liquidity being swept, liquidity swept, liquidity swept, right? So, and we also needed a fair value gap as well. So FVGs and being in a discount range as well. Being in a discount range, discount, discount as well. We need to be in a discount as well. And then we also needed to have patience as well. And then we needed to take off partials off the table as well. You may not understand what this is, but I will explain to it all later on. So basically, everything that you're seeing here is basically what I use to take off the trade, other than probably these two. Like these two in Pacific, I probably didn't use. Like, I mean, is there an arrow? Okay. So I didn't use I used daily bias. I used liquidity being swept. I also used fair value gaps as well. I used the discount as well. Um, I used discount as well. Well, actually did not use discount. Sorry about that. That was incorrect. But these are all the things that I use. Well, not all the things, but mostly I used about most of these except for two, and which are fair value gaps and discount. But I kind of used them in some sense. I kind of knew that they were there. I just didn't draw them out. So I guess you can say that I knew. I definitely knew about the fair value gap, but I didn't know that we were in a discount until afterwards. So now let's go over it. All right. So this was the trade. It was a 2 to 4 1 trade. I kind of tweaked around with the stop loss a little bit more. But now let's go over why I took this trade in the first place. All right. Right. So let's go over the daily bias first. The daily bias was bullish. I mean bearish, bearish, bearish. We were bearish on the chart. I was anticipating for us to hit around here, and I drew this out. It was anticipating for us to hit lows, and then we could probably come into an order block somewhere around here. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, now let's keep going and let's keep watching. Right now, let's go over to the 4 hour. Right, same thing. We hit the liquidity on the daily chart, and then you could check it out right there, daily, 1 hour, and then you could see everything right there for what it is. All right, now let's go over to the 15 minute, right? So you could see right here we were never able to fill up on here, right? So what you could have done was done this, right? You could have done this, right? You could have taken your fair value gap, placed it right directly above there, or you could even count this as the fair value gap, and we could never break past it. So indeed we came down, rejected off this, and this is rejected off it. Or you could just say that this could be another trade that you could take, because this is a whole retracement right here, right? Look, we came off right here. You could have taken this trade right here because we retraced again, taking out all liquidity right here. Now I was just following the trend, right? I was just really ideally following the trend. The trend was something that I wanted to follow instead of just like really going for all the other stuff. So let's take a look at it, right? This is when we took the trade. We ended up coming up here to this fair value gap, and then we ended up tapping it, and then we ended up retracing and coming down. So now I was anticipating for liquidity to be swept. You could argue that liquidity did get swept right here, but it just never got swept up here. But this is when we took the trade. We ended up coming down, and I was anticipating for it to come down lower, and I took the trade right here. We ended up hitting the daily low, and after that, we ended up swinging back up. So all these lines right here, this is liquidity one, or take profit one, and then take profit two. We ended up drawing the lines below here for liquidity. Same thing right here. I kind of wanted to play it safe right here, and then we ended up touching it down right there. Now, this is the context behind the trade. We saw this opportunity and we just took it because we kept bouncing off, and we couldn't pass this fair value gap, and we kept rejecting off it. So I was like, okay, we're heading down lower. So we ended up coming back up one more time, swiping liquidity up here, ended up coming right here, and then we ended up dropping, and this is when I took the trade. There's a lot more better opportunities to take these trades, but I just decided to take this one, right? It was nice. I kind of liked it, and then we kind of consolidated here, ended up coming back up. This would have been a perfect order block right here, and even then, like, we have the fair value gap up there. Then we ended up coming down again, and we made new highs, and then we dropped off again. So another fair value gap right there. So, or inverse fair value gap. So now that you have the context behind it, you can watch what happened. Now, I just needed to get this recording done. It's about 7 minutes long, so now I'm probably gonna edit this. I'm trying to figure out a way to how to edit this and stuff like that. It's a little bit confusing, but I'll get to it. Anyways, now that you got the context behind it, you get to watch it live. So the trade continues to run for the most part, like overall, in terms of like in terms when it gets to the end, it continues to run for the most part. And there's like I went over it in the morning, but you can, or I mean, not in the morning, in the beginning of the video, but you can see on how you can use this to your advantage, right? You being able to use, liquidity for value gaps and daily bias as well, and all that type of stuff. But anyways, there's a lot more that I need to learn coming up and stuff like that. Like there's still a lot more that I need to learn in trading. I've been trading for like about a year now, and there's still a lot more that I need to learn and put my mind to. So that's it. That's basically it for this trade. You guys saw it live, or anybody who decides to watch it, you seen it live, and you can see on how you can use that stuff to your advantage. Maybe if anybody decides to watch this video and they're trading, maybe this could help you guys out. But anyways, other than that, that's probably it. That's really it. There's really not much more to it, and that's really it. Yeah. Okay. See you guys later.